calling the Bristol 2-meter net, calling the Bristol 2-meter net. This is KT40. My name is Ben, and I'll be the net control station for this session. The Bristol 2-meter net meets each Tuesday evening at 9 p.m. local time on the 146.67 W4UD repeater. This net is affiliated with the Amateur Radio Emergency Service and the National Traffic System and the Bristol Amateur Radio Club. All amateurs are welcome to check into the net. This is KT40. Are there any announcements or bulletins for the net? Hey, hearing none, is there any formal or informal traffic for the net? All right, Net Control does have one announcement in the fact that Thursday is the monthly club meeting for the Bristol Amateur Radio Club. Be meeting at the lower level conference center of the Bristol Regional Medical Center, and the program for this month is Neil Weber. He'll be talking about pan adapters and how those integrate into ham radio. There will also be a car hauler parade from the Pinnacle, so everybody might need to make a few alternate routes to the hospital. I'm sure West State's going to be a little bit maybe bottled up there around the time of the meeting, so you guys might want to make provisions for that. We also will have a test session after the meeting. Cost is $12, and we'll offer tech, general, and extra class license exams. So anybody has any questions on that, they can give me a call here on the net, or check the Facebook page, and there'll be plenty of info for the testing. Are there any questions or feels on those announcements? This is KT40.
N4NT.
Yeah, go ahead, Adam. N4NT, KT40. Go ahead with your field.
Hey, I was just going to mention, I went to a meeting about race week today, and as far as that hauler parade goes, it's leaving from the Pinnacle. They did say it would be around 7 or a little after when it actually starts. So anybody going to the meeting, if you're running just a few minutes before 7, you should be in the clear just to get on in there, and then it should be, the tail end of it should be gone by 8 o'clock is what they said, so that should be plenty as far as the meeting goes. You shouldn't have any issues whatsoever getting out of there unless you happen to drive south on Volunteer Parkway. Then you're going to run into the tail end of it at some point, but other than that, I think it shouldn't really interfere with the meeting. So, back to you, N4NT.
Okay, very good. No, that's good info, and yeah, glad. Sounds like everybody can get on into the meeting by 7 anyway. So, yeah, thanks for that feel, Adam. That's good info. All right, do we have any other announcements or bulletins before we move on to mobile and portable check-ins? Any more announcements or bulletins?
KT4RSQ.
Yeah, KT4RSQ. Stephen, go ahead with your announcement. It's KT40 and the Bristol 2-meter net.
Well, good evening. I just want to make one quick announcement for anyone interested in attending the April Sullivan County Areas meeting. It will be held downstairs in the same room at the hospital as the club meeting. It will be on Thursday, April the 11th at 7 p.m. Anyone is welcome to attend. Back to you, Net Control, KT4RSQ.
Okay, very good, Stephen. Do we have any questions for Stephen on his announcement? Nothing heard. Thanks, Stephen. All right, one last call for announcements or bulletins before we move to mobile and portable check-ins. This is KT40 in the Bristol 2-meter net. Okay, hearing none, I'll go ahead and look for mobile or portable check-ins. Mobile or portables, come now.
WE4AWJ, Emmett and Bristol.
N4NT, Adam in Bristol.
KD4UQY, Richard in Bristol. Check me in and out if you will.
Net control, check in and check out Kilo November 4, Mike Whiskey Romeo. It's Chasing over in Johnson City, Washington County, Aries, AEC.
Hey, let me let y'all know what I got so far on this mobile and portable list. I got WE4AWJ, Emmett. I got Adam, N4NT, and Richard, KD4UQY, who was in and out, and KN4MWR, Chasen, who was in and out. Any more mobile or portables?
KC4, WIY, Ward in Bristol, in and out.
Warren, KC4WIY, Warren in Bristol. Got you in and out as well, Warren. Any more mobiles or portables? We'll go to the top of the list. Emmett, WE4AWJ. Good evening.
KT40 and the net. And all that's listening, this is WE4AWJ. Good evening, Ben and everybody. Well, it was kind of a cool but clear day today. I got my mowing done again, and so I finally got my yard under control. I had to take down my antenna because we're going to cut the trees on the edge of the property, so I had to take it down or they'd torn it down. So HF antenna's down for I don't know how long. And that's pretty much it for me. Hopefully I'm going to make the meeting Thursday night, so I guess we'll see you there. We'll turn it back to net control. This is WE4AWJ.
Okay, very good, Emmett, WE4AWJ, KT40. That's Emmett in Bristol. And, yeah, Emmett, it's about time to mow. I've not done that yet, but I'll probably mow this week for the first time. So, yeah, I know you got some some ground over there that grows grass pretty quick. So, hate your HF is down right now, but yeah, at least they're not going to tear your antenna up, and you can get that back up at some point. So, thank you for checking in, Emmett. All right, we'll break with Emmett and pick up Adam, N4NT Mobile. Adam, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, everybody on the net. I'm just mobile on my way home from city council meeting. Nothing real exciting came out of it for the Tennessee residents there. Just your normal run-of-the-mill maintenance and housekeeping stuff, as they call it. But anyway, I just want to remind everybody about the 6-meter net coming up on the, and I don't have a calendar in front of me because I'm driving, but I believe it's the 19th. I had to deviate from the normal Friday after the club meeting, and then the following Friday wasn't going to be good either. So we went to the Friday after that. One of the plans I had in calling those nets was to try to, throughout the fall and winter months, that kind of thing, to have those about once a month and then maybe take a break in the summer. So as late in the month as that is coming, I may go ahead and initiate that after this net. As far as me calling it goes, now keep in mind anybody at any time that wants to put one together, you're more than welcome to, and you know, just drop me or Ben or somebody a message there, and we can actually create an event on the club's Facebook page and do that. You're more than welcome to. But as far as the ones I'm calling right now, I may break for a few months through the summer and then pick it back up in the winter months. But other than that, I hope everybody's having a good evening. And Ben, really appreciate you taking the net. Looks like it would not have worked out for me. I wouldn't have been. I hadn't made it home yet. So anyway, and I do regret that I am going to have to miss the meeting because of the race activities. My goal was to try to make all the meetings while serving as president, and it looked like I had that going pretty good because the upcoming months after this one, it looked like I was going to be off from work for most of the meetings and wouldn't have that issue. But we'll have to miss this one, unfortunately. But I'll try to get all the rest of them in and turn it back over to net control in 7-3. Everybody, this is N4NT.
Okay, very good, Adam. Well, thank you. You're doing a great job. So no, it's understandable. You never know when race week's going to be, and it just so happened to coincide with a club meeting this month, and that's just some of those things that are out of everybody's control. So very good on the 6-meter net. That's April the 19th. I did look it up on my calendar. So Adam will be running a 6-meter net on April the 19th. So everybody kind of put that on your calendar and be ready for that. It should be a lot of fun. All right, Adam, thank you very much. We'll break with you. If there's anything else that you need, feel free to break back in as I'm tongue-tied. This KT40 on that list had Richard KD4UQY, who was in and out. Had Chasen KN4MWR and Warren KC4WIY. All three of those were in and out, and thank you all for checking in. All right, we'll take check-ins from anyone, anywhere, just general check-ins for the Bristol 2-meter net. This is KT40. My name's Ben, and just give your full call, name, and location.
WD4JJ, Jim in Bristol.
W4JH, Jack in Bristol. In and out, Ben. I'll be listening, though.
KT4SQ, Dale, Bristol. KD4CCO, Dallas, Bristol.
N4KZS, Gary in Piney Flats.
Okay, got a good group there. Got WD4JJ, Jim. W4JH, Jack, got you in and out, Jack. KT4SQ, Dale. KD4CCO, Dallas. And Gary, N4KZS. We'll go ahead and run this list. Jim, WD4JJ, good evening.
Well, good evening, Ben. KT40 and the net, WD4JJ. Well, fairly nice day today. It didn't do too much sun. It wasn't as well. It got a little windy. It's chilly out there, but we did get out and piddle around a little bit. Checking the equipment out, getting ready for some, the second mowing of grass. I had to mow 2 weeks ago. But anyhow, it looks like we're going to get into it tomorrow. It's supposed to be a pretty nice day, and I can enjoy that. Of course, it'll take me Wednesday and Thursday to do it all. I can't do it all at one time, but anyhow, enjoying it. Just sitting here, sipping on a Coca-Cola and candy bar and getting ready to maybe take a little snooze here a little bit later on. That's about all I got, Ben. Good to hear everybody. WD4JJ.
Okay, Jim, good to hear you. WD4JJ, KT40. Jim, sounds good. Yeah, the mowing's going to be a thing creeping up on me too. So, but sounds like you're well underway with it, and good deal on enjoying the coat. So, hopefully this weather is going to kind of warm up, be a little more consistently warm instead of these colder days with high barely reaching 50. So I know you'll enjoy that. We'll break with Jim. Thanks for checking in, Jim. And we had Jack, W4JH, who was in and out. And Jack, good evening to you. I think you said you were listening. And Dale, KT4SQ. This is KT40. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Ben, and all on the net. And thank you very much for the net. And, not very much coming from here. do get on the the 20 meters every day, and able to contact a kind of a net we have. It's a very small net anyhow. But anyhow, 15 meters has just been not there, we'll put it that way. Anyhow, thank you, Ben. This is KT4SQ.
Yeah, very good, Dale. Well, it's good that you guys try there on 15 meters. I know it's about the bottom of the sunspot cycle, and yeah, sure does make things tough. But it's good you guys give it a try. Sometimes you never know what's going to happen on that band. But that's Dale, KT4SQ here in Bristol, and Dale, always good to have you check into the net, and appreciate your faithfulness on running the net for all those years. So always good to be able to check you in. Have a good evening. All right, we'll break with Dale, and next up is Dallas, KT4CCO. This is KT40 in the Bristol 2-meter net. Good evening, Dallas.
Good evening, Ben. Everybody on the net. Yeah, I'm hoping that we get a little warmer weather today so I can mow my grass without having to wear my coat. I think maybe that day will be tomorrow. I've been mowing on Wednesday. This will be the third Wednesday that I've mowed, by the way. My grass is not growing too fast, but it's got a high spot, so I knock them down. I guess that's about it from over here on Island Road. Oh, by the way, the ISS, International Space Station, is supposed to be sending slow scan TV April 1st and 2nd. And I don't know, I haven't been set up to receive it, so I'm going to try it tonight. I think about 9:45 it's going to come overhead. So I'll have my radio set on the frequency, which I'll have to look it up because I don't remember what it is, and see if I can pick them up. So we'll give it a shot. Back to net control. This is KD4CCO.
Yeah, that's pretty good that they're actually doing some slow scans. So yeah, that's great. Hopefully you can be able to copy them. That'd be really neat. Well, thank you, Dallas, and yeah, glad you've been able to mow for several times. A guy I worked with planted some ryegrass last fall, and I think he's been mowing since the middle or end of February. So he's done more mowing this winter than what he had bargained on. But anyway, hope to see you Thursday night. All right, we'll break with Dallas, and thanks for checking in, and pick up Gary in for KZS. Good evening, Gary.
Good evening, Ben. And sounds like all the other crowd checking in tonight. Good to hear everybody. Sounds like a good net going on here. Well, Emmett, I finally got my HF antenna back up. It's been down through most of the winter, one leg of it anyway. And I did get it stretched back up using my drone, and got everything livened up on the HF bands, at least around FT8 spectrums of the bands. Been working all kinds of deep countries or countries in deep Europe. I call deep Europe. But having a ball with that. Already mowed here one time, so got that started, and in the midst of doing some landscaping this week, hopefully. You guys are all sounding good on this end. I've got finally got my all my audio rigged up here through my mixer and shooting out to my JBL amplified speakers, and I'm going to I think the next time I might just record you guys and let you hear yourselves through this system at the meeting to hear what you're sounding like here in the shack. Everyone's sounding great tonight. With that, we'll say God bless to all of you in 73, and hope to see you Thursday night at the meeting at Bristol Regional. So back to net control from N4KZS.
Right, Gary, N4KZS, this is KT40. Gary, thanks for checking in, and yeah, it sounds like you've had a busy week and all that good stuff, and yeah, I guess we'll probably go another Sunday, too, without seeing you with, for not having church, but anyway, it's always good to see you there, too. We'll see you Thursday night, and glad you got the antenna back up in there, and we may have to get somewhere on HF and give that a try too. All right, well that brings us to the end of that list. This is KT40. My name's Ben. I'm located in Bristol, and this is a Bristol 2-meter net. Do we have anyone else that'd like to check in? That's the end of that list. Anyone else like to check in?
KT40, please check in. KL1ZA, mobile and Bluntful.
Net Control, please check in Kilo Tango 4, Romeo Sierra, Quebec, Stephen in Bluff City.
Net Control, please check in November 3, Quebec, Juliet, Jimmy, Bristol, Tennessee.
Net Control, check in KM4RAH, Mike in Johnson City.
I picked up several on that one. Jim, KL1ZA, got Stephen, KT4RSQ, N3QJ, Jimmy, and KM4RAH, Mike. Anyone else like to check in? Nothing heard. We'll go to the top of the list here, and Jim, KL1ZA, this is KT40. Good evening, Jim.
Good evening, Ben, and everyone on the net tonight. I'm leaving Northeast State now, and Ben, I really want to thank you for taking over the net tonight. I went to Skywarn training, my refresher. It was very informative. There are the whole weather crew from Channel 11 was there. I handed out door prizes, which I didn't win anything, but yeah, it was really a good turnout. Probably 100 people there. But that's why I couldn't do the net tonight. So with that, I'll say 7-3, and thanks again, Ben. KL1ZA.
Okay, Jim, real good. KL1ZA, this is KT40. Yeah, Jim, good to hear you. Glad it was a good training, and sounds like a great turnout and good support from Channel 11 as well. So, well, I know, not only does the National Weather Service, but, they also get the benefit out of having trained weather spotters. So, yeah, that's great. Good to hear those partnerships are going on. So, Jim, take care, and we'll catch you soon. And glad to pick the net up for you, so you can go do something like that. All right, this is KT40, and next up I got Stephen, KT4RSQ. Good evening, Stephen.
Well, good evening, everyone on the net tonight. This is KT4RSQ. Yeah, in Adam's absence, I took over his role as doing the net logger, and after watching his series of educational videos that he posted on doing that, I'm doing a lot better this week than I did last week, so that's good, I suppose. I posted an interesting and argumentative article on the club's Facebook page today regarding, I'd say most of you probably saw it, either on Facebook or on the ARRL website, but ARRL is petitioning FCC to expand the HF privileges for technicians. There's been a whole lot of controversy over that, but oh well, I guess. Well, yeah, not too much going on here. Preparing for the race. It's coming. It'll be here soon. But, all right, well, I'll turn it back over to you, Net Control. This is KT4RSQ.
Okay, yeah, real good, Stephen. No, I'm glad you posted that. I mean, it's good to kind of know what kind of things that the league is proposing. That way you stay informed, and yeah, I thought that was very informative, so thank you for posting that. That's Stephen, KT4RSQ. Stephen's down in Bluff City, and Stephen, good to have you tonight. Have a good weekend, and yeah, it sounds like you'll get a lot of time out at the track, so it looks like the weather temperatures will be nice and maybe fairly dry for the time of year. Anyway, we'll break with Stephen, and next up I got N3QJ, Jimmy. Good evening, this is KT40.
KT40 in the net, this is N3QJ. Well, good evening, Ben. Been a good while since I've talked to you. Didn't realize you'd gotten a vanity call. I like that, sounding good. Been kind of busy here. Been trying to get the campground ready for the race coming in here. Been something to do all the time. I even got interviewed today by WJHL, so I may end up being a TV celebrity. Don't know yet, but you just never know. Hope everybody's doing good. Looks like the weather is going to be pretty good for this weekend. Of course, anytime it doesn't flood here at the campground, I'm happy. So with that, I'll turn it back to you. Hope everybody has a good night. Thanks for picking me up, Ben. 7-3's N3QJ.
All right, Jimmy, yeah, had some lakes over there that weren't playing there about a month and a half ago, so yeah, I know you're glad everything's high and dry now. That's N3QJ, Jimmy, and Jimmy, are you still over on the Virginia side? Is that where you live?
No, Ben, we're on Tennessee side now. We manage the campground here, Shadrack Campground, and we actually live in the campground here in the RV.
Okay, very good. Yeah, it's been a while since I talked to you. So yeah, last time I talked to you, you were over on the Virginia side. So good to hear you. Glad you're on the air, and yeah, always good to talk to you. Thanks for checking in, Jimmy, and we'll break with you and Mr. Mike, KM4RAH, KT40. Good evening.
Hello, Ben, and the rest of the net. This is Mike, Kilo Mike 4 Romeo Alpha Hotel in Johnson City. Ben, I have not been on the net for a long time. In fact, I haven't been on the radio much lately. I just put a new dual band radio in the shack and just finished programming it just before the net. So also built me a little dual band antenna for it, so I hope I'm not winning any Worked All TVs awards or anything like that. But just wanted to check in, say hello. I'm looking forward to being at the meeting Thursday night, and appreciate you doing the net. Got a lot of check-ins tonight, and that sounds good. Back to you.
Good, Mike. Yeah, your radio sounds great. Yeah, you're fork winding in a repeater from Johnson City, so sounded good. That's KM4RAH, Mike, Johnson City. And yeah, it sounded good, Mike, and your antenna's doing a great job. So good to hear you on the air, and yeah, don't be a stranger. I'm just actually in here filling in for Jim and Adam. Both of them were out of pocket, so I picked it up. And Stevens, I did mean to mention earlier, and thanks, Stephen, for running that net logger session. I'm using a good old piece of legal pad, so going old school tonight. So anyway, thanks for checking in, Mike. Always good to catch up with you. All right, that's the end of that list. This is KT40. My name's Ben, and this is a Bristol 2-meter net. Anyone else like to check in?
4AAU.
KI4AAU, I heard you in there, David. Do we have anyone else? Nothing heard. KI4AAU. David, good evening. How are you?
A little on the surprise side. I usually can't get into 670 from down here. I don't know. I must have that beam turned exactly right. I think it's pointing toward North Carolina, though. But anyways, I just heard y'all coming in good and clear. Thought I'd try it and see if I can make it in. Don't have any other confidence. Just want to see if I can make it.
Okay, David. Yeah, you got some white noise, but you never dropped out and copied every word of that. It sounded great from Kingsport. It's a tough place to get back into 6-7. Just kind of shaded from Kingsport. But that's KI4AAU, David in Kingsport. And David, y'all have a good evening, and thanks for checking in. One last call before we close the net. This is KT40 and a Bristol 2-meter net. Anyone else like to check in? Okay, all right. Does anyone have anything else for the net before we close?
Ben, I need a chat with you.
Yeah, was that you, Gary?
And 4KZS, that's Roger.
Yeah, I'll holler at you here after the net. Hey, nothing else heard there, so we had a good turnout this evening. We actually had a total of 16 check-ins counting net control. And Stephen, KT4RSQ, did we have any proxies check in on net logger tonight?
Hey, this is KT4RSQ. No proxy check-ins on the almost instant window. Had one local lurker. I think Dallas is over at Nick's house, and I think they were lurking. But other than that, W4DWN, Nick, I believe he was the only one that was watching that didn't check in. Back to you, net control, KT4RSQ.
Hey, sounds good. All right, well, yeah, we had a total of 16 check-ins. Thank you, Stephen, and thanks for running that net logger session. And, yeah, I got 16 check-ins, so want to thank everybody for checking in and taking the time to check in to the Bristol 2-meter net. And this is KT40. My name's Ben, and I'll be closing the Bristol 2-meter net at, 9:32 p.m., and we'll return the W4UD repeater back to normal amateur use. 7-3, and good evening, everyone. This is KT40.